Yoga comes from the Sanskrit word yuj, Y-U-J. And the word yoga means connection. Connection. Yoga means if I'm sitting here and thinking of a family member at home, then for those few minutes, I'm in yoga with them. हिंदी में कहते हैं इनका इस टाइम उनसे योग लगा हुआ है, कहते हैं कि नहीं, इस समय इनका योग उनके साथ लगा हुआ है, which means at this moment you are in yoga with that person, which means your mind is connected with them. That's yoga. So yoga means connection. Now I need to ask myself, I the being, I call it energy, or I can call it soul, I can call it Atma, I can call it consciousness, I can call it spirit, power. It's not the word which matters. It's the awareness that this body is my costume and I am that energy which thinks, which feels, which decides, and then comes into karma. Which means every thought I create here, the first impact it has is how I feel. So I'm in yoga with my mind. Second, I'm in yoga with connections. Now we're talking connections. So first connection I have is with how I feel. Second, connection with my body. Every vibration I'm creating here radiates to every cell of my body. So I am in yoga with my body. Third, every thought I create radiates to people. People. So I think of you right now and I'm in yoga with you that time. So my vibration reaches you. Third yoga. And fourth yoga, my every thought radiates into the environment. So चार योग है. चार योग है. I in yoga with my feelings, I in yoga with my body, I in yoga with people, connection, and I in yoga with the universe, environment, vatavaran, atmosphere, yoga. Now, let's check the result of these 4 yogas. Feelings. What are the common feelings today? Stress, guilt, fear, anger, and the rest. So which means there is something not right in my yoga because of which the outcome is not right. It's not right. The second is I in yoga with my body. How many of us can claim 100% perfect health today? Kuch na kuch, thoda, 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 thoda. Which means this connection is also not 100% perfect. Third, yoga with people. Relationships. And fourth, atmosphere, vatavaran. When I check the outcome of my 4 yogas, that is my feelings, my health, my relationships, and my world, I feel there's something which needs to change. There's something which needs to change. Because if I don't check and change this connection, then my emotions, my health, my relationships, and my world are shifting towards another vibration altogether. And to have these 4 the way I want them to be, which means to have happiness always, to be healthy always, to have harmony always, and to have heaven on earth, I need to have the 5th yoga. It's that 5th yoga which is missing, because of which these 4 yogas are not what they should be. And what will be that 5th yoga? The 5th yoga is my connection with the Supreme. My connection with my mind, my connection with my body, my connection with people, my connection with the world is not how I want it to be, because I am not working on my connection with. If I get that connection right, then the other 4 connections will automatically fall into place. But if my that connection is not right, however hard I'm trying on the other 4, it's not coming to be right. Even when I am practicing a physical asana, a posture, if I don't create the right thought at that time, is it possible that I could be doing yoga in terms of my asana and yet worry about something that's going to happen today? How many feel we can do that? So I'm bending forward, bending back, and while I'm bending back and front, I'm saying, what's going to happen in that meeting today at 3 o'clock? आ सकती है थॉट या नहीं आ सकती? आ सकती. आती है या नहीं आती है? आती है. So my body is doing what is right for me, but while I'm doing the right posture, my mind is not creating the right thought. And so while my body is bending in the right direction, my mind is not bending in the right direction. And so I am bending and making the body flexible, but the vibrations that I'm radiating to the body are still of worry and anxiety. And which means I will need to master the art of creating the right thought while I'm doing yoga. And most important, master the art of creating the right thought always, not just while. Because if I do not create the right energy from here, then however hard I work on my body, I will still not get perfect health. Because from here I'm radiating worry, anxiety, fear, anger, stress. And if I am doing my yoga for 30 minutes, I have to take care that that means that throughout the day, the remaining 23.5 hours, every thought from here has to be right. Only then I can get health. Because we know, and medical science is telling us, that most of the illnesses are manifesting from the here. It's a blockage here. It's a clot here. There cannot be a blockage here. There cannot be a clot here without having a blockage here. So a blockage here will radiate vibrations to the energy body. And so the second stage of blockage is in the energy body. And then the third stage of the blockage will be in the physical body. And then when I go and take my treatment or my surgery, it's going to remove the blockage from the physical body. It still won't remove the blockage from the energy body. And it definitely won't remove the blockage from here. And so there are chances that after a few years, I will have the disease back. And we know that most of the diseases have a high recurrence rate, which actually doesn't make sense. Why should it happen again? I had a heart blockage, I got a bypass surgery done, why should it happen again? I had cancer, I took my chemo, I took my radiation, I did everything, why should it happen again? Because I cleaned it only from the physical body. I didn't clean it from the energy body, and I definitely didn't clean it from here. So suppose I've been holding on to some pain, something that happened to me, let's say something happened to me in my childhood, and I'm holding resentment, and I'm holding pain, and I'm holding hatred. I'm holding it here. And because I've been holding it here for 40 years, it's radiating. And much later in my life, around the age of 40, it goes and manifests into a physical disease. And then I try out all practices to remove that tumor or that blockage from my physical body. And if nothing works, then I go and get a surgery done and I remove. Then why should it come back again? Because I didn't remove it from here. So even to get perfect health, it cannot happen till I have a clean mind. It cannot. And so even when I'm bending forward and backward and doing every posture which is right for my body, I also have to learn to bend here, be flexible here. I can be very flexible in the body and be very rigid in my thought process. Possible? Possible? I can be so flexible that I can bend completely, and I can be so rigid here that I cannot adjust and live even with a single person. Possible? So my body is agile, but I, the being, is very stiff. I want the world to be my way. And when I'm not flexible here, I'm still going to radiate the wrong vibrations to the body. And in spite of taking care of my body every day, I will still have a problem here. So yoga will be completed only when it starts from the source. We cannot do it only on the body. And most important, it cannot be a yoga of 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 1 hour. It has to be a 24 hours yoga. Yoga cannot be time specific. It has to be a yogic lifestyle. It has to be a yogic lifestyle. There are two kinds of lifestyles. Either a yogi lifestyle or a bhogi lifestyle. भोगी मतलब? भोगी मतलब जो सफर करता है, दुख भोगना, दर्द भोगना, सफरिंग, दर्द भोगना पड़ता है. So either we can suffer bhogi जीवन या योगी जीवन. So it's not yoga, it's yogic lifestyle. And yogic lifestyle is not about wearing white clothes or living in the ashram. No. I could be wearing white clothes, living in the ashram, and yet be a bhogi, which means I'm suffering inside because I've not created white here. And you could be doing business 24/7, living with family, working hard for 18 hours and live a yogi lifestyle. हो सकता है या नहीं हो सकता? हो सकता है. So let's broaden the paradigm and understand that it's not like yoga just how we understand it in such a... What we are taking right now for yoga is a very small part of what it actually is. We have to make it. What would be a yogi lifestyle? क्या होगी योगी जीवन? Because what we now need to start doing with 21st June is not just call it yoga day, but create a new fashion statement. Because everybody is interested in new fashion statements. So we say, I've changed my lifestyle. Now I am a yogi lifestyle. So what would come under yogi lifestyle? Because आजकल सबको कुछ नया चाहिए होता है. नहीं चाहिए होता. आप सिंपल कपड़ों में देख लो, कभी उसको लंबा कर देते हैं, कभी छोटा कर देते हैं, कभी फाड़ देते हैं, कभी जोड़ देते हैं. Because कुछ नया चाहिए. I want new every time. So just to wear a new style, we keep experimenting with our clothes. Every 6 months there has to be something new about my clothes. Why? Because the same pattern is getting very boring. It doesn't stimulate me anymore. So let's introduce to the world a new fashion statement. A yogi lifestyle. Develop a personal connection with... वो रिश्ता अगर जुड़ गया ना, बाकी सारे रिश्ते ठीक हो जाएंगे. लेकिन वो रिश्ता टूटा हुआ है ना, तो बाकी सब रिश्तों में प्रॉब्लम आ रही है. क्यों? When I connect to the Supreme, my dose of love, my dose of happiness, my dose of acceptance, I get it from there. And then when I come to relationships with people, I don't have to stand in front of them. Give me love, give me respect, because where will I get it from? Where can I get it from? And then when I come out into the world, I'm only giving. I don't need to ask for anything. If everyone's coming out into the world asking for love, who's going to give it to each other? But for me to be able to give love to people, I need to have it first. Wholesaler, distributor, take it from him early morning and throughout the day. Then we'll never stand like this. And if we don't stand like this in relationships, every relationship will be smooth. Because that's when we shift from expectations to acceptance. When I don't need anything from you, then no expectations. Then I accept you as you are. But to accept you as you are, I need to be full here. And to be full here, I need to take it from somewhere. So my early morning will then start with 20 minutes of connecting to him. And after that, the first information that we will absorb will be Gyan. And that's why first Raj Yoga, देन ज्ञान योग. ज्ञान का भी योग है. ज्ञान योग नहीं किया तो सही थॉट नहीं क्रिएट होगी. तो अर्ली मॉर्निंग ज्ञान, which means studying about my inner world. At least 20 minutes of Gyan Yoga. And that's what we do at the Brahma Kumaris. At early morning we go to the center to study Gyan. Information full of divinity, purity, power, harmony, where there's not even a single trace of anything which is lower. तो सुबह सुबह क्या हो गया? सुबह सुबह क्या हो गया? पहले मेडिटेशन, राजयोग, फिर स्टडी ऑफ नॉलेज, ज्ञान योग. फिर उसके बाद क्या करेंगे? फिर उसके बाद करेंगे हठ योग, which means the yoga in which I am working on my body, the postures. But while I'm doing that yoga which I'm working on my body, the postures, I'm taking care of what thought I create. So when you're doing your pranayama and you're saying breathe in, breathe out. So along with breathing in and breathing out, we create the right thought. I breathe in love and acceptance. I breathe out everything that I'm holding of the past. कर सकते हैं? कर सकते हैं? So every time we're breathing out, we're not just releasing the toxins from the body, we also have to release the toxins from here. So create your thought every day for the yoga and pranayam time. Okay, what do I want to breathe in today? And what do I want to breathe out? So that the thoughts are in harmony with the body. So that when I'm doing something which is healthy for my body, I'm also radiating the right vibration to create that health. रिलीज कर सकते हैं पुरानी बातें? रिलीज कर सकते हैं पुरानी बातें? तो हर रोज प्राणायाम करते समय ये थॉट क्रिएट करना, आई एम रिलीजिंग व्हाट दे डिड टू मी, आई एम रिलीजिंग व्हाट दे सेड टू मी, आई एम रिलीजिंग व्हाट हैपेंड टू मी. आउट, आउट. I breathe in power, release out all these toxins. So first Raj Yoga, then Gyan Yoga, then Hatha Yoga, Pranayam. Ready to go to work. So early morning, a good 1.5 to 2 hours. If we start integrating this hour and a half for ourselves to energize the soul and the body, every problem will get resolved. Every problem. And then we will have more time than what we need during the day. फिर खाना कैसा होना चाहिए? Food for a yogi lifestyle. Yogi lifestyle food means food which is with high frequency vibrations again. Food is not just physical nutrients, food is emotional nutrients. Food is emotional nutrients. Food is not proteins, carbohydrates. Food is the energy, the state of mind with which the food has been cooked. An animal in the slaughterhouse, what's the state of mind? Fear. What else? Fear. What else? Pain. Suffering. Hatred. Hurt. Helplessness. Then violence. And then death. And then it comes on my plate and I say healthy food, proteins. It's healthy for the body, but extremely toxic for because the emotional nutrients are all at a very low vibration. Now yogi who wants to vibrate at a high frequency cannot eat low energy food. And that's why food is classified into 3 categories: sattvic food, rajasic food and tamasic food. So yogi jivan cannot eat tamasic food. Yogi is equal to sattvic food. So sattvic food is not just only vegetarian, but sattvic food means food which is cooked in a very pure state of mind. Yogis don't eat out very often. Anyone can experiment this for only 1 month to see the result. Just take care for 1 month of what you are eating and how you are feeling will change. how you are feeling will change. Because through our food, we are absorbing the state of mind of the people who are cooking for us. And when we don't know who's cooking for us, we're just eating anywhere. We don't know that the one who's cooking for us, whether they are worried, whether they are angry, whether they hate somebody. There's a sister who takes care of one of our centers, very senior yogi soul, almost 30 or 35 years of meditation. Why I'm sharing this with you is a yogi soul who's meditated all her life. Even she has got influenced with food, and we all do. One wrong meal and it will show an effect on me. And she was sharing her experience with all of us the other day, and she said, I don't know why I started creating these thoughts that I don't want to live anymore. And she said, I thought I've done enough. So much seva I've done for 40 years. Now what more is left to do? I think I've completed my purpose of life. I don't want to live anymore. And then she said, I had been having these thoughts for almost 2 months. And she said, after that, I told my mother, don't cook for me. She said, I wanted to check if it's happening through the food. And she said, I told my mother, don't cook for me. And within 2 days, my thoughts disappeared. Her mother's going through a last stage of cancer. And obviously, the one who's going through a very chronic stage of an ailment somewhere has a very predominant thought that I may not be living anymore. Food, state of mind of the person who's eating. We absorb the thoughts directly. So be very careful. Be very careful. Most of the moods we have are because of the food that we've eaten. Jaisa an, वैसा मन. ये लाइन योगी के लिए तो बहुत important है. So food cooked and sold in the market is first cooked for the intention of profit. तो उसका तो vibration ही ठीक नहीं है. Food cooked by a mother or a family member is cooked with the intention of love for the family. And food cooked in the mandir and the gurdwara is cooked in the remembrance of. तो योगी जीवन के लिए कौन सा खाना खाना होगा? योगी जीवन means who will eat every meal cooked in the remembrance of. Eat in the remembrance of God. ये नहीं कि प्लेट सामने आई and हमने कहा रिमोट कहाँ टीवी का. I can't watch television while eating food. That's bhogi jivan. Because whatever I'm watching while I'm eating is going to influence the food, and then it's going to influence my mind. I cannot have meetings. I cannot have meetings while I'm eating food. Let's meet over lunch. Let's discuss our problems today over lunch. Never, ever. Never, ever. 10 minutes of lunch, 1 hour have your meeting after that. But don't have a meeting over lunch, because the lunch will absorb all the vibrations. खा सकते हैं योगी खाना? बहुत easy है. बहुत easy है. The first time I heard it, I was like, no, ये नहीं हो सकता. But today's been 23 years that I've not eaten out, and it's very simple. It's very simple. And I know that come what may, I will never eat. Because now I know so much with my experience and experimentation, the impact it has on my mind. तो खुश रहना है, तो फिर infection से तो, when you walk into this building, there is that sanitizer there. क्या जरूरत है? क्यों रखा है वहाँ पर? So that we don't carry any infection. So wash your hands before you come in. Wash your minds regularly. That's the emotional infection which we need to take care of. The yogi food, cooked in the remembrance of the Supreme, eaten in the remembrance, silence or only happy conversations. No troubled conversations, no discussing problems while eating. Then after every 1 hour, pause for 1 minute. And again create that beautiful, powerful thought. At the Brahma Kumaris, we call it traffic control of thoughts. Pause for 1 minute. So yoga for 1 minute after every 59 minutes. And then last yoga, Nidra Yoga. How should my sleep be? So just before going to sleep, again 10 minutes of introspection, reflection, studying, meditating, cleaning the mind, and then going to sleep. That is Yog Nidra. Sleep also should be like a meditation, so that even during our sleep we are radiating. The early morning, 1 minute after every 1 hour, eating yogi food, and most important, earning clean money. Yogi doesn't mean the one who doesn't do business or the one who doesn't work. Yogi means the one who works, does business, but earns clean money. Money which is vibrating at a high frequency. So money sattvic, food sattvic, mind sattvic, only then will the body be sattvic. So dhan se an se man, or man se tan. So yoga cannot be for the body, tan. It has to be dhan, an, man, or phir tan. Then that yoga will give us happiness, health, harmony, and has the power to create heaven on earth. That's the power of yoga, but a yogi lifestyle. So let's start talking to the world about a yogi lifestyle, and we'll be able to do that only when we start living. अगर भोगी जीवन खत्म नहीं की तो भोगना दिन ब दिन और बढ़ती जाएगी. Because if I'm going downwards, then it's just going to be slow and gradual, but let's move in the upward direction in terms of frequencies. And that's the power of yoga, to create heaven on earth by creating the right thoughts, by connecting to the supreme power. Om Shanti.